Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youth and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Just 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor. Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery, why they whitewash our history, keep dividing is their plan? All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is the Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. Hey, good Wednesday morning. Let me take you back a year or so, a year or more. I campaigned my butt off every day. Hope you're having a good week, by the way, everybody. Right or left, MAGA or far left, and everybody in between. I hope you're having a good week. I campaigned my butt off for Kamala Harris back in the 2024 campaign. For the 3 months that she was the Democratic nominee, I spent damn near every single day in battleground state after battleground state, making the case for Kamala Harris and making the case against Donald Trump. And I would undoubtedly say pretty much everywhere I went that Donald Trump is a uniquely dangerous figure, uniquely unfit. And that it went way beyond just policy. And I would say in Pennsylvania and Arizona and Michigan and Nevada and North Carolina, I would say everywhere I went that this guy's uniquely dangerous. He's everything our founders feared. If this country puts him back in power, the chains are off. He's accountable to no one. He will be a fascist. He'll be a dictator. He'll trample on your rights. He'll trample on my rights. He'll go after the media. He'll go after his political opponents. He'll use the Justice Department as his own law firm. He'll be a fascist. And he will try to, I would tell people, he'll try to turn America into some fascist dystopia. Again, where he doesn't give a damn about our rights. He'll put the military on our streets. He'll have the military shoot at Americans. He will grab and disappear brown and black people and pretty much anybody without any consideration of the law or the Constitution. He's uniquely dangerous. He will bring fascism to America. I would say this sort of thing on the campaign trail in Pennsylvania and Arizona, every battleground state. And undoubtedly, I'd get people, all of them, good people, all of them, who'd just shake their head at me. Some would laugh at me. And they'd say things like, Joe, they're all bad. Joe, they all suck. Joe, both parties suck. I'd say Trump's uniquely dangerous. They'd say, Joe, they're all bad. I'd say Trump's uniquely dangerous. He's going to be a fascist. And they'd say, but Joe, eggs are too expensive. But the price of eggs, they'd say to me. But Biden's too old, they'd say to me. But Dems are too damn woke, Joe, they'd say to me. I would say that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy and the rule of law. If we put him back in the White House, he'll be accountable to no one. He'll do whatever he wants, and the American people and our constitutional rights are going to pay a big price. And they'd say, Joe, eggs are too expensive and we got to shut down the border. Everywhere I went, I'd make that case. I've never been a politician or a public figure that doesn't believe the American people can think about democracy and worry about fascism. So many commentators and politicians and public figures think, and so many political consultants say, Joe, with regular Americans, you can't be talking about stuff like that. You know, the threat to democracy, the rule of law, the losing of our rights, all of that, man. They're focused on the price of eggs, man. They're focused on how much groceries cost, man. That's what you got to address. I'm sorry. I've never been that kind of politician. I think the American people, all of us, rich, middle class, poor, white, black, brown, care about. Are we back? I think we're back. There I am. I've always thought every American, even regular Americans, can care, are capable of caring about the preservation of our democracy and the price of eggs. They can do both. But everywhere I went during that campaign, when I tried to make the case that Trump was a unique threat, uniquely dangerous, when I'd get the onslaught of, and I get it, they're all bad, Joe. Look what the Dems did with Biden and Harris, Joe. They all suck, Joe. Both parties suck, Joe. They're all bad. And I'd try to make the case that Trump is uniquely bad. Everywhere I went, that's generally what I'd get. And most of those people, most of those people would tell me when I'd talk of, we're going to put a fascist in the White House, he's going to put masked federal agents on our streets going after immigrants and citizens. I would say that during the campaign. Screw due process, screw the Constitution, screw our rights. Voters would say to me, Joe, that can't happen here. Come on, man. Love you, Joe, but that can't happen here. Come on now. We got to lower the price of groceries. Firm up our border. Did I tell you, Joe, that eggs are too expensive? All that fascism stuff, Joe. Trump's going to be a dictator, Joe. Threat to democracy, Joe, that can't happen here. So many Americans would tell me. And most of those Americans ended up voting for Trump. They did not believe that fascism could come here. They did not believe Trump was a unique threat who, if in the White House again, would be unchained, accountable to no one, and he'd do whatever he wanted to do. Can't happen, Joe, here, they would tell me. Separation of powers, Joe, they would tell me. Checks and balances, they would tell me. Can't happen here. This happened yesterday in Minneapolis. Keith, play the tape. An American citizen trying to get out of the way. She's got a doctor's appointment. A disabled American citizen. 34th and Park Avenue in Minneapolis, just yesterday. A woman on her way to the doctor's. Masked federal thugs surround her car. She's an American citizen. She's just trying to get out of the way. And the 7 to 8 to 9 of these masked federal thugs enter the car, drag this woman out of the car. She's disabled. They drag her out of the car. These masked federal agents. She's not the target of anything. She's an American citizen on her way to the doctor. She's disabled. These masked federal, heavily armed federal agents drag this disabled woman out of the car, handcuff her, and drag her off. Seven, 8, 9, 10 of them. An American citizen, thanks, Keith, simply trying to get out of the way. If I had my power, if I had unlimited power, I'd put that 2-minute video in front of every American, every voter I spoke with during the 2024 campaign who told me can't happen here. Fascism can't happen here. Trump can't bring fascism to America. No way, Joe, can we get to a point, Joe, where the basic rights of American citizens are abused on the streets of America. If I had unlimited power, I'd put that 2-minute video in front of every American who told me that during the 2024 campaign. Can't happen here. Can't happen here. Now, I don't know. I don't know where your head is at. I've always known where my head is at. That's fascism. That's like a masked federal a militia roaming on our streets, abusing American citizens, targeting and terrorizing immigrants in this country. They don't give a fuck about the law. They don't give a fuck about the Constitution. They don't give a fuck about due process. They don't give a fuck about the First Amendment. They work for the guy in the White House who's told them they can do whatever they want. Stephen Miller came out yesterday, maybe this morning. They've got full immunity to do whatever the hell they want. This is happening now everywhere in this country now, on the streets of America right now. It's playing out. And all of those Americans who told me during the 2024 campaign, no difference, Joe. Doesn't make a difference, Joe. All I care about is the price of eggs, Joe. You know what? Both parties suck. Doesn't matter who's in the White House. Harris, Biden, Trump. Doesn't matter, Joe. None of it matters. They all suck, man. I'm just trying to live my life, man. Doesn't matter. I can tell you one thing. This wouldn't be happening. There would not be a federal Gestapo out on the streets of America right now if Kamala Harris was in the White House. No way. That wouldn't be happening. And by the way, this is the kind of thing our founders rebelled against. This is the exact thing our founders went to war against, revolted against. It's happening here. Excuse me? I'd like to say to every voter I spoke with in Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin and Arizona and Nevada and Georgia and North Carolina, every battleground state, I'd like right now to be able to say to every single undecided voter I spoke with in every battleground state during the 2024 campaign, it's happening here. You told me it couldn't happen here. Here, watch. I'm just going to show you one video. Who are these men? This is, by the way, I would show them this video and I'd say, this is America. This is happening right now on our streets. This is Minneapolis, 34th and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. An American citizen trying to get to a doctor. She gets in the way of ICE. She's trying to get out of the way of ICE. 7 heavily armed, masked federal thugs drag this disabled woman out of the car, handcuff her, and arrest her. Happening here. That's fascism. This is fascism. Remember when I told you that Donald Trump would be the fascist and he would try to bring some fascist dystopia to America? Here it is. A year in, I would tell every American who back in 2024 just shook their head at me and said, Joe, nah, shit like this can't happen here, Joe. Can't happen here. And by the way, Joe, the price of eggs, man, I hope, because I don't have the power to put this 2-minute video in front of every undecided voter in Pennsylvania who ended up voting for Trump. I don't have that power. I hope they've seen this video. I hope they're seeing the onslaught of the hundreds of ICE videos every single day. The brutality, the cruelty, the lawlessness on the streets of America, hundreds of videos every day. By the way, the latest polling shows that 86% of the American people have, in fact, seen these ICE videos. That's amazing, right? That means that the videos are seeping through and have seeped through the political class, and they're hitting those voters that I spoke with, those folks in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Nevada, Arizona, who kind of only sort of pay attention to politics every now and then. And they had a choice in 2024. They could vote for the bad guy, the asshole, or the party that they told me didn't understand them, and they voted for the asshole. Clearly now, they're seeing these videos. 86% of the American people have seen these ICE videos. The power of these videos, they're seeping through to everyday Americans. And I can only hope that these Americans who told me in 24 can't happen here, Joe. Trump's bad, but they're all bad, Joe. I hope now they get it. I hope now they understand. They've seen the videos. They're seeing the videos. The president of the United States putting a heavily armed, masked militia on our streets to roam our streets, to abuse, harass, beat up, terrorize not just Americans, not just immigrants, but American citizens as well, to trample all over the constitutional rights of immigrants and citizens alike. By definition, what these masked federal thugs are doing is fascism. And I can only hope that those good folks in Pennsylvania and Michigan and Arizona and Wisconsin and Nevada and Georgia and North Carolina, I can only hope that they're beginning to get it now, or they get it now. I hope now they're beginning to get that, yeah, you know what? Trump is uniquely dangerous. Cause this shit shouldn't be happening here. Let's hope they get it. And by the way, you all have done a great job because it's our job to help them get it by putting these videos daily, these images daily in front of everyone we know. Hey, quick daily reminder. I should make this a daily reminder. Oh, right. They all suck. No difference between the parties, Joe. I can tell you what. Big difference when it comes to the issue of immigration. I'll give you here's your daily reminder. Newsflash, all my MAGA brothers and sisters. Barack Obama deported way more people than Trump is deporting right now. Not even close. I want to say that again so that everybody hears me. Barack Obama deported way more people than Donald Trump is deporting even right now. It's not even close. But you didn't know that, did you? You know why a lot of you don't know that? Because Barack Obama did it the right way. Barack Obama did it quietly. Barack Obama followed the rule of law. Barack Obama did it without all the cruelty, violence, and terror made public on our streets. Barack Obama focused on immigrants in this country with a criminal record. Trump doesn't give a damn who he deports. Trump can't be quiet about anything. Trump wants the cameras on his masked federal thugs and their brutality. Donald Trump wants a big, bright spotlight on what ICE is doing. Because if Obama was focused on immigrants with a criminal record, Trump is focused only on the spectacle, only on the fear, only on the cruelty. You see, America, it can be done. You can deport people who shouldn't be in this country. You can deport people out of this country with criminal records and do it quietly. Do it without masked thugs on our streets pulling disabled women out of vehicles. Obama did it. And again, everybody, especially my MAGA brothers and sisters, Barack Obama deported way more people than Trump is even deporting now. Not even close. He focused on immigrants with criminal records, and he followed the law quietly in how to deport them. Trump wants the spectacle. Trump, who will not deport as many people as Obama did, wants the spectacle. He wants the cameras because for Trump, it's all about the fear and the cruelty. He wants ICE on our streets, abusing our rights and beating us up. Just your daily reminder. Obama deported way more people than Trump is. Final thought today. Washington Post put up something this morning. Do we have that, Keith? That just kind of rather pissed me off. Look at this tweet. Washington Post. President Trump, openly fearful of a Congress controlled by Democrats, is trying to influence the 2026 midterm elections, and if his party loses, sow doubt in their validity. And then the Post adds, many of these endeavors go far beyond typical political persuasion. Keep that up there for a sec, Keith. Excuse me? Excuse me, Washington Post? Trump is, quote, trying to influence the 2026 midterms? Seriously? That's how you're going to frame it, Washington Post? Trump's going to try to cancel the fucking 2026 midterms. Trump's going to openly cheat to try to win the 2026 midterms. Trump is prepared to break every law, bust every norm, abuse every power of his office to fuck with and disrupt the 2026 midterms. And if he can't disrupt the midterms enough to win, he's going to try to damn cancel them altogether. And if he can't do that and he ends up losing the midterms, he's going to lie completely about what happened, about the results, and say that everything was stolen. That goes way beyond Washington Post trying to influence the 2026 midterms. What cowardly bullshit by the Washington Post. Donald Trump is going to do everything he can do, thanks, Keith, to try to prevent the midterms from happening. Know it, believe it, imagine it, prepare for it so that we can defeat it. He's set things in motion from the moment he raised his right hand a year ago and became president to fuck with the midterms. He's put election deniers in charge of overseeing elections in the Department of Homeland Security. They are developing plans to override what certain states say. He is prepping the country to get used to seeing armed military members on our streets in blue cities and blue states near polling places to try to disrupt and intimidate certain people from voting. He's working with secretaries of state in red states to change the way elections in those states, election issues in those states are resolved, election results are decided, so that these partisan secretaries of state, instead of the legislatures in each state, can decide who won and lost. He's fucking with already. He's the one, Washington Post, who 10 months ago started the whole mid-decade redistricting. He got on the phone and called the governor of Texas and said, I want 5 more Republican seats. I want you to redistrict right now. Trump did that. Trump started that, all efforting to fuck with and mess with the midterms. And anybody who thinks this is like some American president just trying to win the midterms or trying to influence the midterms, as the Washington Post said, you're fucking sleepwalking. The man who tried to overthrow an American election in 2020 is fully prepared to prevent the midterms from happening, to create so much chaos and division and violence that in certain states and cities, people are afraid to vote. To do so much behind the scenes to fuck with the vote. I would remind the Washington Post that Donald Trump came out 2 days ago and said, you know what? I blew it in 2020. As president, I should have, after the election, absconded all those voting machines. I should have grabbed all the voting machines after the election. Trump said that just 2 days ago. You think that's a guy who's just going to try to influence the midterms? Come on now. Forget about the Washington Post. I'm talking now to you and me, man. The biggest failure of the Trump era is the failure of imagination. We have never imagined. We just don't want to imagine how bad Trump can be, how lawless he can be, how low he will go. And you know what? That lack of imagination led to January 6th, because we just could not imagine that an American president would lose an election and not accept the result. We just couldn't imagine that that would happen in the good old US of A. And then we just couldn't imagine that that president who lost an election and refused to accept the result would then commit crimes trying to overthrow an election result. We just couldn't imagine that that would happen. And then January 6th happened. My God. Let's not make the same mistake this year. Let's not even be thinking yet about 2028. The guy in the White House is working right now illegally in so many ways to fuck with the midterms. They have an elaborate plan that they will continue to implement to get this country to the point where Donald Trump has to stand up and say, man, there's just too much chaos. We can't have an election. I declare whatever. Believe that that's what he's doing. Imagine it and believe it, so that we can prepare for it, so that we can defeat it. Thanks for listening, everybody. By the way, I didn't make a mention today. I will right there, fascist.app. Please go there. Talking about ICE. We have built the one-stop shop. We've built an app, a Know Your Rights app for every immigrant in this country, every American citizen, so that we all know how we can lawfully fight back against ICE. It's called Paxis. Go to paxis.app. That's our GoFundMe site. We're going to work these next few weeks to get this app out there into the hands of the folks who need it. We're raising money. We're crowdfunding to get this app out there so that it's in Minneapolis, Portland. It's in every American city where folks need it. Help us. Help us. Go to paxis.app and give what you can. My Substack, Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. Become a subscriber if you'd like. As always, if you want to shoot me an email, please do. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh@gmail.com. That's all one word. Thanks, everybody. Have a good Wednesday. Talk tomorrow. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.